What's up, everybody? This is Devin White, linebacker for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You're listening to the LCC Network. Go Bucks.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Commissioner's Clubhouse on the LCC Network for week 1 of the regular season. I cannot believe I am saying that out loud, but it is here. I'm super jacked up about this. With me, like always, got Jameson and Isaac. How's it going, y'all?
Hallelujah. It's week 1. Finally.
Week 1, 2 days away, probably the same day if you're listening to this Thursday morning. Really quick before we jump into things, don't forget to set your lineups for Thursday's game. There's still probably 5 or 6 guys that haven't set it yet. We've got some fantasy news and notes before we get into week 1. We're going to preview week 1 game of the week, and we're going to discuss all of the week 1 matchups in the LCC. Guys, this is going to be a shorter episode. We're going to try to kind of split these up over the rest of the season. So we're going to try to come in under 30 minutes, probably 25 minutes here for this one.
That's what she said.
Guys.
I have to try to come under 25 minutes. Come on. That's perfect.
Give it to him. Just give
All
it.
right.
That's what she said.
It's week 1. It's a pity drop. We'll give my pity sound drop.
Pity drop?
All right, guys. So with that, we're going to jump straight into it if you guys are ready.
Let's do it.
Face first.
Cool. All right, face first. Really quick, fantasy news and notes. In case you haven't noticed, LaShawn McCoy signed with Kansas City. Damian Williams owners might be a little bit worried. I say give it some time to see what happens with it, but wanted to let you guys know in case you haven't seen that. And then Jade is already well aware. TJ McDonald was released in Miami, so he's no longer on a roster. So make those adjustments if you have TJ McDonald, or if you have.
To be fair, Jade was probably the first one in the league to know TJ McDonald wasn't on a team anymore.
That's true. That caught us all by surprise. Apparently, it happened that morning, and he's not a big name, so it's not like he pops up, in the ESPN app. Hey, TJ McDonald has been released. So he's gone. A couple notable trades that happened over the weekend. Kiko Alonso's to New Orleans. I guess we'll see how that impacts his value and Demario Davis's value. Jadeveon Clowney's to Seattle. And Kenny Steals, and Carlos Hyde went to Houston in what has to be the most mediocre trade of a century.
Which one?
Both of them. I can't imagine that either one of those guys are a big deal this year.
Yeah, they gave up 2 firsts and a second for Kenny Stills and Laramie Tunsil.
Oh,
and another pick. That was retarded.
Houston got robbed.
That's what happens when you have a head.
Northwest media is laughing at Houston. It is a joke up here. They cannot believe they just got Jadeveon Clowney basically for a 3rd-round pick. Because when you factor in the fact that these guys could basically let him go after this year without paying him hardly anything, it is a joke. It's a joke. It is a joke.
And get a compensatory pick if he wants.
Yeah, so it's like they don't even lose the pick. It's nuts.
They almost lose nothing. It's basically like a no risk situation for them. So
ladies and gentlemen, this is why you do not want head coaches being GMs.
Yeah. There you go. All right, guys. So that's kind of news and notes. Do with that what you will. I'm sure we'll dive into it later on another episode sometime. But let's get into the game of the week preview. I think you guys already know who this is going to be, but I'm excited to talk about it. On the goal line. I'm here first, over the top like a spring dive. All right, guys. Game 1, game of the week 1, Steel Curtain and Detroit Bad Boys, Billy and Cody, in a rematch of the 2018 LCC Championship. Who wants to kick it off? You guys got any thoughts, comments? What are you excited to see in this matchup?
Basketball.
I don't know how that sound drop sounds like that, but I'll let you guys keep believing that that's where that came from.
I just want to throw that out there.
Busted my ass making badass sound drops, and that's all I get.
No, you know damn well that's not badass.
It's way better than what Walk It Like I Talk It by me. Come on, man.
Walk it
You said
Walk
that we
It
should
Like I
play
Talk-
this on the show.
Walk
Get
It
out of
Like I
here,
Talk-
Isaac. God.
I also said "Put On" by Young Jeezy. Put on for your city. You know, you feel me?
Oh, you mean like the first 8 seconds where it's somewhat kind of good, maybe?
Exactly. That's you said the intro has to be 5 to 10 seconds, so 8's right in the threshold.
Yeah, but it didn't have enough. It doesn't have enough boom. That song doesn't. Anyway,
Just so you know, Jameson was between this by Little Bow Wow and
here's a
Air Force Ones
Here's those-
from 2001.
you're so stupid. This is the era we grew up in, man. We grew up in this era. That's what I always.
I don't know if it's Little Bow Wow. It just sounded
With
like it.
what was that?
Sorry.
What was that brand? It was the Rhino, E something.
Oh,
I don't know.
yeah, Echo.
Echo. Yeah,
Echo. God, that's taking
Yeah.
it back to third
Isaac
grade.
used to wear that.
dude. I remember playing on 2K5. They had an Echo football team with the Echo logo.
Yeah, I remember.
The black
Yep.
Echo pants with the white stripes that buttoned all the way down from the waist to the ankles. The tear off warm up pants.
Yes.
God, man.
Cam Newton, bring that
Bring
back.
it back.
Bring that back.
Oh man. All right, we got to get back on track here. We promised
All
a
right.
shorter episode.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I want to hear your thoughts, comments, what you're looking forward to in the game of the week.
Well, besides the obvious that it's a rematch of Little Critter Bowl 9 where Cody won 317 to 263.
There you go.
I mentioned this way earlier in the offseason. This game right here may be the difference between one of these teams making and missing the playoffs. When you look at the strength of their schedule, this could mean everything week 1. As crazy as that sounds, and as good as these two teams are, I don't know if you're going to find two teams that have a tougher schedule than these guys, and it's going to be rough. Like, you think week 1's rough, Cody and Billy? No, it's going to stay this way for the next 11 weeks. So that's kind of what I'm looking forward to, is the impact ramifications of what happens and what's decided by them this weekend, where it goes from there.
My biggest thing is Zeke going to sign his deal and come back so he can play for Billy, or is he just going to have to, find somebody else to plug in that flex spot? I mean, that's a big thing to pay attention to here, because that's a top 5 flex player if he's playing. So
Well, these are two teams that are stacked. They're both just stacked in general, but they're built very similarly. They have strengths in the same areas. They have weaknesses in the same areas. Primarily weaknesses, probably in the secondary if there were one, but strengths across the board everywhere else. So these are two teams that are going to go head to head, I think, and kind of be able to compete. What are your guys' thoughts on who do you think wins in week 1? I mean, it's kind of a toss up. We don't have any data on the season yet, but you guys have any predictions or best guesses?
Pat, you go.
Oh man, I was hoping you go first, but I appreciate it. I'll go. No, I think it's gonna be really tough. I think that after the most recent trade that Cody did, I do think, like I said, we're actually in the process right now, just so you guys know, of finishing up our rankings article. We were gonna make that a whole episode on its own, but just time constraints, everything didn't make any sense to force that out when it wasn't going to be the quality we wanted. But anyways, after that trade, I'm leaning towards Billy in this one, and a very slight edge. And I know that people are going to say there's a lot of bias in that, but I do think the most recent trade Cody did hurt a little bit. Still a great team, but I think that might be the difference maker in this matchup.
Well, I think Cody still got this. I just went while you were talking to look and see if the current lineups and how they are. And Billy's making some questionable calls. Zeke's still in there. He's starting Eric Reed against the Rams and Adrian Amos against Chicago, his former team. Mari Cooper's also questionable against the Giants. But besides that, I mean, Cody still has Connor, Josh Jacobs, Deshaun Watson, Juju, Aaron Donald, Darius Leonard. Those are some very, very heavy hitters. He's also got Joe Mixon in the slot. I mean, not in the slot, in the flex. He's going to – what actually surprised me when you look at this lineup is he's starting Chris Godwin against 49ers rather than Robert Woods against Carolina. So I mean, that was very surprising to me. So, but I mean, I still feel like Cody still has this in the bag. A lot of things can change with his lineup from here and now, but Cody definitely has an edge versus depth, and I think that's what it's going to come down to.
If it matters at all, the projections have Billy 22 points ahead of Cody right now. I think it's going to come down to this. If Zeke plays, I'm going to give the edge to Billy. If Zeke doesn't and Billy's forced to bring in somebody else, I'm going to give the edge to Cody. That's how close I think this is going to be.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, Billy has no depth. If Zeke doesn't play, then he's got
rostered 4 quarterbacks. That's the reason why Billy doesn't have depth. I mean, come on.
Hey, you got to do the come on, man.
Oh, sorry.
Come on, man.
I mean, seriously, here's his options. Here's Billy's options if Zeke doesn't play. Will Fuller against the Saints, Eric Kendricks against Atlanta, and Trey Boston against the Rams. Are you really thrilled to throw any of those guys in or replace a guy like Zeke Elliott?
And he's also starting Eric Reed with that, so he would have 2 Panther safeties starting.
Yeah, and I'm a big Panther fan, man, but I don't want both safeties on my team. Like that seems a little overboard.
So you're saying you wouldn't want to just Kareem Jackson and Justin Simmons?
No, I wouldn't want both of those on the same team.
Okay, fair enough.
Me personally, I don't think it's a big difference maker, but yeah. But you're right. If Zeke doesn't play, I definitely give this Cody 100%.
Cool. Well, it's going to be a fun one. I think Zeke's going to play. It looks like things are trending that way with the contract talks and stuff, but we'll see. It's going to be a fun one to watch. Good 2 evenly matched teams, but we'll move on here for the sake of time.
Wait, real quick. How funny would it be if Zeke signed the extension, but he didn't play that much because, he didn't play in the preseason?
That can happen.
So
that's
Pollard,
possible. That's possible.
So Pollard gets, majority of the carries, and all these Zeke owners are really pissed. I mean,
and that's worse than him not even playing, in my opinion. Because if he doesn't play,
it gets your hopes up.
At least you can play another guy.
Yeah,
and replace him. If you play him thinking he's actually going to play a lot, and he ends up, I don't know, like half the game or less, I mean, that's going to hurt. It's going to hurt really bad.
It is, and it's completely possible. I mean, he could get 15 carries. I mean, I think the game script is going to be in Dallas's favor, but we'll see what happens and if Zeke even plays. So everyone keep an eye on that. We're excited to watch it. Next game we've got a doc here, Isaac and
the hash-slinging slasher.
God, Isaac and Mondo. This is a team. Mondo has no experience here in this league, so we don't know. There's no history. There's nothing. His roster is really good. It's put up really good, but neither one of these two teams have set their lineups, so we can't look at who they're starting, what their projections are, or anything like that.
Ha 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 ha.
Right? You okay, Isaac?
Yeah, I was laughing. Ha ha ha.
Oh, okay. So yeah, there's just not a whole lot to go off of, but I think Mondo did a really good job of putting his team together. If you look at his roster, he's strong in a lot of areas, a lot of depth too. So I just
set my lineup as we're speaking. I was actually waiting to see if Levante David would come back. I hate to set my lineup and switch it like 5 million times before it actually happens.
How much are you projected? Does it say?
Well, you also have to think I'm going to try to get a starter on the waivers, but it's saying I'm projected. Oh, I got to get another bench player. Around 270.
Okay.
Right now.
All right. Well, that's going to be a close one. Until we see. Go ahead, Pat.
Wait.
I was about to say.
Wait. Sorry. 280. My bad.
Huh.
280.
I was about to say, if it's any consolation, Isaac, no rookie has won in week 1. Are you ready for this?
It's me.
Well, yeah, actually, since week 1 of 2016, no rookie owner has won week 1.
Suck it.
Just saying, I don't know how much that factors into it, but
nah,
it's a thing.
I think Mondo beats you in an upset. I think he beats you in an upset.
Yeah, that's just what you want to happen.
How much?
That's just what you
want.
want.
I mean, I'm looking at his team right now. He's got a lot of depth, and his safeties are stronger than yours right now.
Yeah, but my flex players are going to be stronger.
I don't know. He's got a pretty good roster.
So I'm gonna do Deshaun Watson, Cook, Hopkins, Woods, Justin Houston. Then I'm gonna do J.M. Brown, Levante David, Corey Littleton, Justin Reed, and then hopefully I'll get another guy that's gonna average, like 28. But if you have to throw in somebody, it's gonna be 22, Juan Thornhill. So
Cool.
You want to know who I think wins real quick?
Yeah.
I'm actually picking Mondo in this too, Isaac.
Yeah.
it's okay.
His team is actually, and it's nothing against yours. His team is way better after the draft compared to what it was before the draft. He built so much depth there. I really like his team and what he could possibly do this year.
Yeah, he's got a lot of depth. He put that team together really well. All right, guys, we'll move on to the next game for time. We got to keep moving here. Next game we have on the show doc here, Michael versus Billy Powell. Beg for G-Reg. Any thoughts here? Any thoughts here, Patrick or Isaac?
I guess I'll start it off. Right now, Michael hasn't set his lineup, but what I do like about BP's roster, and I'm not too crazy about it overall, but I really do like this guy's offense. With Jameis Winston against the 49ers, I think he could have a good game. Alvin Kamara, great running back. Keenan Allen, really good receiver. Stephon Diggs, another good receiver. I really like what I'm seeing there, but honestly, I may actually go with Michael in this. I know I've picked back-to-back top shotters teams, but honestly, I like some of the matchups a little bit better for what Michael's got going on. We'll see what happens when he sets his lineup. I like Antonio Brown. He's got a tough matchup, but he still will get you like 20 points easily. Latavius Murray not Jesus Christ. Christian McCaffrey is his RB1, not Latavius Murray. Thank God for him. I think Michael's team's a little bit more well built on both sides of the ball. I'm going to give him the edge on this.
Cool. Well, he has 7 wide receivers, so he has plenty of pass catchers on his roster and 5 running backs. So 12 of his 18 players are just running backs and wide receivers, which is interesting. So we'll see if that if that strategy pays off for him. But all right, yeah. So we'll move on here to Jordan and Dirty Mike. We got 2 of the best sound drops here playing against each other.
Hey, are you Dirty Mike and the boys?
So that's gonna be a lot of fun as we recap that game next week. Anyone have any thoughts that they want to start off with in this matchup?
Kind of wanted that to be game of the week itself, just because of the quality of those sound drops. But
So just based off the sound drops alone, we should have made that.
oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But no, it's going to be a really good game. I think Jordan's going to have this in the bag, but you never know with Mike. You could just wake up and your house is gone and you're naked laying on the ground, just like you said earlier this summer. So Jordan, watch out. Don't think this is an easy win. Don't take it conservative. You want to beat the crap out of this guy, because if not, he definitely can surprise you.
Mike has a reputation for doing very well in the first couple of weeks of a season. He has, I think we did the stat earlier this year, in his past 2 seasons, he has had at least a 300 point game in the first 2 weeks of each season he's played.
Yeah, he chopped like 340 or something on me.
Yeah.
350, 360, something like that, and he beat me.
Yep.
Oh, poor Isaac, man. He's been
that really pissed me off too. Like the way to start your season to just get your face beat in.
Yep. And neither one of these guys have set their lineup, so we can't see it. But Jordan, I think, has a deeper roster. He's probably a little more skilled as a fantasy player, so that's who I would give the edge to.
Probably.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well,
Jordan.
I try not to be like I don't want to be rude or anything. I think I think he's a better player. So I'm giving him the edge. But don't underestimate Mike.
All right, who's next?
All right. So next we've got Vegetarians and Mr. 300. So Storm and Colby playing each other, and I don't know if this one's going to be close, guys. This might be the first blowout that we're actually going to talk about here.
Yeah, Colby's going to win this, hands down.
Yeah,
Not really much else to say.
Jesus, Isaac. I wish I had the
Next.
crown. I wish I had the crown them thing on here. I don't have the crown their ass.
Well, I'll
Go
tell
ahead.
you this though: if we're talking historically, they've played each other 7 times since 2012, and Cody only has a lead 4-3.
Cody or
I mean,
Colby?
Or Colby, listen to me. Sorry about that. But I mean, at the same time, Storm hasn't beat him since 2016 in Week 9, so it's been a while. It's been a while, but overall, I mean, they're kind of neck and neck, head to head wise.
Okay. Have these guys set their lineups yet? Let me scroll real quick. Colby has, Storm hasn't. Colby's lineup projections do not look very good right now. So we'll see what happens, but I think Colby's he's gonna spank him.
Ooh, you like it? You like it?
Ooh, spank him real good. All right, guys.
That's what she said.
All right, we'll play it.
That's what she said.
All right, moving on here to Roebuck Leprechauns versus Eastside Brawlers. This is Patrick and John in a divisional matchup for the ages.
For the ages.
Hey, John, Pat, do you know who John has on his team? Can you guess?
Yeah, like pretty much half my team from last year. I mean,
No, it's a rookie that we love talking about. It's a linebacker.
Oh. So classy.
Classy.
It's so crisp. So crisp.
So crisp and classy. You know what he also might be? Just to throw another drop in here.
I'm the rookie of the year. I'm the rookie of the year. I'm the rookie of the year.
I think.
Yeah, well, let's hope that doesn't start this week.
I definitely think Devin White's got that in the bag, though. But that's besides the point.
Hopefully,
if we're talking about hopefuls, I hope he beats your face in.
Oh man,
that defense.
See, I feel
defense
like you should really be pulling for me, because if I see a threat in our division, it's the Eastside Brawlers. Like, let's be real here.
No. I have good record against your dad. Me and you always split. So if we're gonna split, I need your dad to sweep you.
All right, real quick, Jameson, who do you think has a better shot of sweeping, me or Isaac?
Oh God, I think it's probably pretty even.
Patrick, tell him my record against him and your record against him.
All right. Well, yeah, since we're on my game, we played each other 18 times, and I'm 11-7 against my dad. So pretty good overall. Isaac, on the other hand, let me get to that for you ladies and gentlemen. Isaac leads 5-2. So yeah. And my dad hasn't won since week 2 of 2018. So next week will be exactly a year since he last beat you.
Yeah, I usually have a good games against your dad. It's me and you that always split. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I really hope he sweeps you, and we split like always.
I appreciate it.
I'm sure he's happy to hear that. Well, this is going to be another fun matchup. It's kind of a family rivalry in the same division in week 1, so that's going to be a good one to see. I'll be paying attention to that one as I look forward into my playoff race, just like Isaac's doing. So, any other final thoughts before we hit the next one here?
No, let's keep it moving.
No? Okay, cool. We'll keep on moving. So next one we've got Mufali versus Finkel Einhorn, who is that Matt? Or that's Crazy Legs. Who is Finkel?
No. Finkel is Matthew Watchhorn.
No, that's right. So this is Mufali versus Matthew Watchhorn, and this is probably, I said it earlier with Colby and Storm, this is probably going to be the bloodiest matchup of week 1 that I can see. So we'll see what happens. Up, Pat, do you have any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of with you, man. This is one that could get ugly. Granted, anything is possible in the Little Critters Clubhouse. We see that every year in the playoffs. So why not? Why can't Matthew Watchhorn pull out an upset here? But with that said, I just don't see it happening. He hasn't set his lineup yet, so hard for me to tell who he may put in there. But I'll just put it this way. Mufali's got Carson Wentz, David Johnson, Odell Beckham. He's got Devin Bush, Roquan Smith, John Johnson, Buda Baker.
Yes. Yeah, John Johnson and Buda Baker. Hold on. I'll stop that. Yeah, John Johnson, Buda Baker. It's a loaded team. We've seen a lot out of Mufali this offseason. And I remember, if I remember correctly, Matthew was one of the teams we weren't super excited about after the draft when we did the draft recap episode. So,
Oh God, his team was awful.
yeah.
I wouldn't say it's awful, but
if Mufali loses to this, I would probably consider leaving the league, honestly.
Jeez,
that's just an insult, a slap, a spit in the face, a tap on the nuts. Like, it's just no, thank you. No bueno.
Okay. All right. Well, after Isaac's very
he has 8 receivers.
wait,
my point exactly.
yeah. It should be easy. All right, on to the next one here. I've got Protect the Booty, my brother.
Snooze Fest.
Versus Give Me More, which is myself here. Not a whole lot to talk about. I don't think it's pretty evenly matched teams. We always duke it out in week 1. I've got a better record across all of that though, and I'm projected 26 points over him. So I'm feeling comfortable heading into week 1.
Yeah, you better win that game, Jameson.
Yeah, no concerns here. Not a whole lot to discuss there, I guess. We'll move on. Primetime players versus the third legs. This is Daquan and Charles. Now, this could be a very interesting game that could have a lot of playoff potential down the road, too. If there's a game I'm looking at that could be like, all right, this could impact playoff seeding or even pushing for playoffs or whatever, this might be one of those games, I think, for Daquan or Charles.
Absolutely. If I could pick an upset of all of these games, Charles beating Daquan would be an upset I would pick.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Is it an upset? So basically you're saying that Daquan should win this, but you see Charles winning.
Yes, exactly.
That's what I'm getting?
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
because Daquan's a playoff contender. Or he's in the playoffs usually every year or, contending.
His
His overall record would say differently, but
jeez.
Damn.
Patrick.
Boom, roasted.
I'm looking at our historical data, so I'm allowed to say that sort of thing.
Boom, roasted.
Hang on. No,
hold on, I'll play it.
Boom, roasted.
No, I was just gonna say that overall his winning percentage is 44%. So it's not the prettiest, but you're right. He does make the playoffs like every other year.
Well, he's only projected 265, which is in our league is fairly low. I think you want to be at least in the 270. Well, it's not too bad. You want to be in the 270s to feel comfortable, I think, and obviously higher than that to feel even better. So,
but don't rely on that, because one time I was projected like 300 something points and it dropped to freaking 240 on me. So.
Oh yeah, well no, it's not a very very accurate indicator, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, you just like to kind of see what
it should make your nerves feel at ease if you're having about 270 predicted game.
I'll say this: if you're projected high, you can still finish low, but I've never seen anyone projected like 240 and finish high. If that makes sense.
I've seen Mike.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, Mike's done it a couple of times, maybe.
Projected 260, and then he drops a 360.
But that doesn't happen as often as someone who's projected 290 and puts up 251 or something like that.
Well, you don't play him that much.
I've played him enough to know I don't want to play him in the playoffs,
especially in the playoffs.
Yeah. So that one, I'm thinking Charles is going to sneak up and bite him there. So we'll see what happens.
Well, a year ago to the day, Daquan won in a barn burner, 320 to 296. So it may not have been the closest game, but a high scoring game, to say the least. And Charles owns him 4-2 overall.
Wow. So maybe it's not an upset to pick Charles in this one then.
I don't know if it is.
Okay, fine.
Isaac.
That's what I'm saying. I've got Charles in this. I'm not saying it's gonna be a blowout, but I think it's gonna be a really close game, and Charles pulls it out.
All right, we got 3 more to go.
Hunter Champions versus the Crazy Legs. This is Hunter versus Matt, and this is another one that I'm expecting Hunter to carry away off into the sunset.
Spank that
But the projections are close, 6 points. That's all, 281 to 275. So Matt, he's getting some love somewhere. I don't know where. Nick Vigil's 33 points.
Oh.
Projected.
If it ends up being a 6-point spread, it'd be the closest game by a long shot. Hunter owns him 4-0. And you know what the closest spread was?
We got the brooms.
What was it?
It was when Hunter won 268 to 231. That's the closest game between these
my
guys.
God.
And that was week 1 of 2018. So
So if Matt keeps it within 30 points, he's had a really good week against Hunter.
Against Hunter. Exactly. Like. I mean, that's
wow. Man. All right, Hunter. Well, you're expected to do a lot this week, man. Don't mess it up or anything. I think he's gonna win.
No pressure.
It pretty easy. No pressure.
No pressure.
Next game here, 2 more. The Terrible Towels. This is Jade versus We Back, which is Big Oss. 2 teams that I think people aren't expecting a ton from this year. Big Oss is in rebuilding mode from picking up Bryson's team. Jade's in
Good God.
Jade mode. I don't know recent Jade. I don't know what's been going on with that team lately. McDonald, Alonzo, and what. But I think this is probably one of the lower projected games of the week among these 2 teams. It is 236 to 232 is the projection for this week.
Ooh,
so no one's expecting a whole lot, but one of these guys is going to be 1-0, presumably, after week 1. So we'll see what happens.
I will be interesting for the fact that this is the rematch of the wild card round in 2015, where Jade won 227 to 172 in a beatdown. So, Big Oss has a lot to prove. Jade's trying to hold on to the division, so it's going to be pretty interesting.
And really quickly here, we're going to finish it off with the Spurs and amusement parks. This is Cameron versus Peyton in a matchup that we expect to be a barn burner, to kind of go the distance. 2 evenly matched teams, both very well put together. We've liked them both in the offseason, and they're both projected. Oh no, Cameron's not projected high anymore. 258 to 284. Giving Peyton some love. Patrick, any thoughts?
Man, if it ends up like that, it would be very interesting, considering Cameron owns him 3-0. And the closest game, it wasn't even that close. It was Cameron in week 2 of last year, 283 to 261. I think I can speak for all of us here. We all kind of are pretty high on Peyton this year, and I think he could win this. But I can see Cameron winning it too. It's kind of anybody's game, really.
Yeah, Cameron owns the history. Peyton's got the projection. Pat or Isaac, any thoughts from you? You've been quiet the last minute or so.
Yeah, sorry, I have been working on something. Yeah, I definitely think Peyton. I definitely think Peyton should beat that ass. Sorry, Cameron. Just he drafted really well. I really like the structure of his team. I think Cameron will get him back, the second time around when they play. But I could definitely, I just don't see Cameron winning this game unless, Peyton's team just falls apart.
Well, that's some bold takes on this show. Guys, any thoughts before we close it out? We're going to get going out of here. Anything you guys want to say before we finish it up?
Yeah. Real quick question. No explanation. Who do you have as the, I guess, who did you guys have as your upset of the week?
Well, it was Charles until that didn't really feel like an upset anymore. I'm going to go Mondo over Isaac. If there is an upset that I think could happen, that's where I'm going to go.
I'm with you, man. I agree with that. I think we're going to see a rookie owner pull out an upset there.
Topple a giant. A rookie owner topple a giant.
Okay.
All right, guys. We're out of here. We have a lot of fun doing this. You know what? We're just stoked about week 1. We're so excited to see week 1. And we're excited to keep
Are you so excited to see week 1 or so excited that the off season's over?
It's a both. It's a mix of both.
Yeah, it's a both.
Mine is it's week 1. Off season I enjoyed it. It's done. Football's here. That's the most important thing. Boom, let's go.
All right, guys, we're out. Good luck in week 1, and we'll see you next week.